home economist for Siemens. I'm here today at Brentwood Kitchens and Interiors. I'm going to show you the meat probe on the Studio Line Siemens oven. Now the Roasting Sensor Plus, which what you get with the oven, allows you to cook your meat to perfection. When you used to have to weigh your meat and calculate the time, you don't have to do that with the Sensor Plus. All you do is just plug it into the jack in the side of the oven, and just to make sure that this metal piece, which detects 3 different points of temperature, is placed into the core center of the meat at an angle. So just that right into the middle. When you're cooking poultry, because poultry has a cavity, the meat probe has to go across the thick part of the wings where there is a little bit more chunky meat and not into the hollow cavity of the bird. So that goes in, and as soon as you plug the sensor into the side of the oven, up pops the temperature on the display of the oven. So with most meats, they have to be cooked to 75, which is the optimum temperature to cook the internal so that it's nice and cooked. Something like beef, if you want that a little bit rare, or lamb, you can go further down to about 60, 62, up to 65 to have a bit of a lamb, which is nice and pink in the middle, as well as your beef. But most meats, like your poultry, your pork and your gammon, needs to be 75 degrees. The detection of the temperature inside the core of the meat will detect it when it gets to the correct temperature, and when it reaches 75, then the oven automatically turns itself off and your meat is cooked to perfection without you having to weigh the meat, calculate it. It's all done for you. Never overcooks, never undercooks, just cooks to perfection. What I'm going to do here as well is to add a little bit of steam. So when you're cooking meat, steam is lovely, makes your meat really lovely and moist and succulent. So I've also placed the meat on the Y rack over the universal tray, and by doing that, that allows the air of the 4D hot air to rotate underneath and around the meat, so you get a really nice crispy joint of meat all the way round and cooked underneath as well. And the roast potatoes I haven't actually parboiled, and by taking away that process it saves so much time. And the reason I haven't done that is because the steam really moistens the potato, makes it nice and fluffy, cooks it well inside, and then the 4D hot air will cook the roast potato on the outside and make it very crispy. Now they normally go in about an hour before, and this joint, roughly will take maybe an hour, because steam, when you're using medium steam, will take about 30% quicker in time. So if the potatoes are not quite as crispy when the meat is resting, you can put them back in and just crisp them up a little bit. But I'm just going to close the oven door now and let that cook on those temperatures with the meat probe, and I can walk away and I can be happy ensured that that meat will be cooked to perfection and the oven will be turned off when the meat is cooked.